So for the first cold boot of our hardware, okay, so this will be our OpenVPN server, and this will be configured as the CA, or the Certificate of Authority server. What we need is the micro HDMI cable plugged into our monitor, it should be right here, and the Ethernet cable. It will be used as our internet connection, and at the same time it will be used for our for powering our hardware. And temporarily we need also a keyboard to do the initial configuration of our hardware. Okay, let's plug the keyboard on the USB 2.0 port and our Ethernet cable right there. Right, so you will see it boot up immediately. Let's see our monitor. There you go. So it will take a few seconds to boot our hardware. So the first thing we need to do is log in to the default user ID Ubuntu, and the default password is Ubuntu as well. Ubuntu, the password is Ubuntu. Alright, so for the first boot, you will be required to change the Ubuntu password. The current password is Ubuntu, and the new password is up to you. You need to assign the new password. There you go. I will type clear, so you will see the prompt, the CLI will be at the top of our screen. Alright, so the next step is to change the root password. Okay, using the command sudo -i. Let us execute the command passwd. Let us assign the new root password. Alright, so we successfully changed the root password. This time, using our root account, we will kill all the processes made by Ubuntu user ID. We'll kill the session of Ubuntu user ID for us to enable changing the Ubuntu user ID into our desired user ID. We'll also change the home directory of our new user ID, the group mode, the group ID of our new user ID, we'll assign it here, right? So let's do it. First, let us kill the processes of Ubuntu. Alright, so I will use the up arrow key to show the last history of our command, because we just need to execute the same command, similar command, pkill -9u to kill the Ubuntu session. Alright, let us use our root account to log in. Alright, so the lower part you cannot see, but I will type clear to show up to clear the screen and let the CLI on top of our screen. I want to rename Ubuntu into my user ID ilnam. Okay, how to do that one? User mod -l. Ilnam is our new user ID and the old user ID is Ubuntu. Alright, let's see if it's changed. ID ilnam. Alright, so the UID is 1000 and before it was written as Ubuntu, now it is ilnam. Right, GID is Ubuntu, group is Ubuntu. We'll change GID and groups using the command group mod -n ilnam Ubuntu. Then let's change the home directory, user mod -n, I'm sorry, -d /home/ilnam. Let's see if it changed. Right, GID and group is now ilnam. Right, you will see the host name is still Ubuntu, root at Ubuntu. Let's see, host name, it's Ubuntu. I want to make Ubuntu have a new host name. Alright, so this hardware, this server will be our OpenVPN server. I want to make this one name it in a different manner. Right, so using the command nano /etc/hostname. Wait a second, Control X. Clear. Nano /etc/hostname. Right. So from the old Ubuntu hostname, I want to name it as blur, BLUR. Press Control X, save, yes. Right, let's clear again. Let us reboot the server. Right, so that is our first boot of our new hostname. Let us log in our user ID, ilnam, the password, there you go. Let me clear the screen. Alright, so the next step is do the same thing with our CA server. Right, so let us plug everything and do the same configuration with our next hardware. Let's do it. Alright, so let us boot our CA server. There's nothing to worry about. We will all do the same as what we did on our first hardware. Right, so the default user ID is Ubuntu. password is Ubuntu. Okay, so we are required to change the default password. Let's change it now. Current password is Ubuntu. Let's type in the new password. I type it. Alright, so let me clear the screen. Let us change our root password. Using passwd. Okay, let us assign a new root password. Type it. Alright, so we successfully changed the root password. Now let us kill all the processes made by Ubuntu using the command pkill -u Ubuntu process ID. Let's type it again with -n -9 -u Ubuntu. Right, that command kill our Ubuntu session because we want to log in as root without any session of Ubuntu for us to enable to change the default Ubuntu user ID into our desired username. We can also change the group ID and the home directory of our new username. Password. Right, so you cannot see the lower part of the screen. Let me clear it first. Type user mod -l. Our desired user ID is Ilnam. You can create your own user ID. Any ID you want to type in, it will be accepted. Right. Let's see. Right, there you go. Let's change the group ID and the GID of our Ilnam using the command group mod -n Ilnam Ubuntu. Alright, and let us change the home directory. User mod -t /home/Ilnam. Alright. Let us see the changes. Right, so the UID is now Ilnam, GID and group is now Ilnam as well. Right, so next thing is let us change the host name Ubuntu. Okay, let's make it as Springer. Our CA server will be named as Springer. Okay, using the command nano /abc/hostname. Ubuntu is the default hostname. Let's make it Springer. Right, using the command, the shortcut command Control X to close the nano. Okay, at the lower part of the screen you will see save modified buffer. Say yes and press enter, and let me clear the screen. So there you go. We need to reboot our server for us to see the changes on our host name. Let us reboot. Let us use our user ID Ilna and the password. There you go. Let me clear the screen again. Okay, our user ID and the host name is now different. Okay, so we're done with the initialization. The next step will be the configuration. We will configure the OpenVPN server and our CA server. Okay, let's jump in.